all the other things in your life seem to be going fairly well. They seem to be going well. And there's this just weird disharmony between what you're experiencing in your wider life and what's happening in this relationship. Girl, that is spirit getting rid of the trash that can no longer come with you on the journey. If you stumbled across this video, let this be the sign that you're experiencing a friendship breakdown right now because you're having a spiritual awakening. There are some energies going on right now that are catapulting you into the next phase of your journey, your spiritual mission. And if you're like anything like me, you've experienced some very unexpected friendships ending or feeling like they're about to end. And I get it. It is very, very uncomfortable to be in the position where a friendship that you thought was going to last a long time isn't. In this video, we're going to explain why friendships can end during spiritual catapults, awakenings, or expansions. I'm going to tell you the telltale sign that you can use to know if this particular friendship that is ending is actually due to a spiritual awakening or if it's just like an ordinary friendship fizzle. Finally, we're going to cover what you can do about it and how you can get through it on your highest timeline and with the most ease and grace for you and for the friend or friendships that may be ending. Friendships suddenly coming to an end can be a really painful experience to go through. Those of us on a spiritual journey tend to be the ones that cop the brunt of these feelings because we are open-hearted, we are empathetic people. A lot of the time what we're seeing is actually just vibration and frequency doing the work for us. It comes down to one principle: frequency. Your frequency has shifted or is shifting in real time. You're stepping up into a fuller, brighter, more empowered version of you. And sometimes when you do this, friends will come with you along that journey because you are both on the same trajectory. But other times that friend is going down a different pathway, or they were never meant to go along the pathway that you're experiencing. Friendship breakdown from spiritual awakening happens because of a frequency mismatch. And the easiest way to think about this is music. We all know what it sounds like when two tones are in harmony. It feels good in our body. It feels yummy. Your alignment and their alignment were coming together to match each other. That's why you got along so well. When you move your alignment because you're having a spiritual awakening, you're having your expansion, you're learning things, you're letting go of things that are no longer serving you. Maybe they're doing this and they're coming up to meet you too. Maybe they're moving down, maybe they're moving off somewhere else. But what it is a disharmony in your frequency. Have you ever played disharmonious notes together on a piano or heard disharmonious notes together? It doesn't sound good in the body. It creates an agitation. It creates a friction or a tension in the body. And that's because those energies, those frequencies, aren't in a harmonic. They actually clash with each other. They create a repulsion effect. This is the energetic underpinnings of what is taking place here. And the first thing to really accept is that this isn't as personal as it feels. The outcome of the disharmony in your energy fields makes it so that the other person is attacking you or decides to remove themselves from you or decides to ice you out. That is because they are feeling a disharmony inside of their own body. And then the mind responds to that dis-ease that they're feeling and starts to create stories. Every story is different. There's always three sides to every story: your side, their side, and the truth. But the point is that the stories that we're telling ourselves about what's happening are then the reasons that we use to end the friendship. The other situation can occur where you are the one that consciously decides to remove yourself from a relationship that you can feel is pulling you down. Now, maybe that's a whole nother video, and if you'd like a video on that, let me know in the comments so that we can make that happen. So what's the telltale sign that you can use to know that, hey, this isn't just some other friendship fizzle? We've all had those in our life. This is actually the result of a spiritual awakening or a spiritual growth within me. The telltale sign that this is happening because of spiritual development is that although this relationship feels scary, terrifying, frustrating, bitter, hard, all the other pieces of your life seem to be coming together in the right way. You are moving to the right places. Your other relationships are feeling good, or you've even got new relationships coming in. The job or the career that you're building may have shifted and is feeling better, or perhaps even the environments around you are feeling better. This is when you are feeling like your spiritual and personal development, your inner world, is really going well. It's doing probably better than it ever has done before. You're seeing the spirit numbers, you're seeing the synchronicities, you're seeing the four-leaf clovers or the spirit animals. And if you have a relationship with your spirit guides or your teams, galactics and angels, or any of those, they are telling you that all of this is happening for a reason, that all of this is in your highest good. And if you don't have a relationship with those, your inner knowing, your gut instinct is telling you that you are on the right path. So what happens when these spiritual breakups take place is you're rising and you look at their life and they're not rising, or they're falling, or they're stagnant. Now, if you're in a terrible place and you're feeling like crap and you don't feel healthy and your life is in the pits, including this relationship, it's not a spiritual awakening. That is an invitation for you to do some healing work. That is showing you that you need to start working on you. What this does is it creates the spaciousness in your social life to bring in the new connections that are going to nourish the new version of you that you are already stepping into. The old patterns of behavior, the old conversation loops, the old habits and frequencies that this past relationship that you had with that person was carrying can no longer come with you because they are speaking to an old story, an old version of you that was more bogged down, perhaps had more excuses, or was more in a victim mindset, or wasn't taking control of their life in the way that you are stepping into now. That has to fall away so that you don't go back a step, so that you don't end up reversing back into old ways. And I bet you, if you're talking to your angels or your guides, they are sitting on the sidelines going, yeah, girl, get rid of it, get rid of it. They know that it's hard for you, but they can see the bigger picture. And this, I'm psychically tuned into the collective energy of the guidance teams that are around all of us. And they are so, dare I say it, deliciously excited for you because you are choosing to move forward into the empowered, bright version of you. Which gets us to our final point, is what can you do about it? The answer is to go within. And I know that that is a bit of a bratty answer, but go within. Because when you go into your intuition, your inner knowing, when you do the practices that serve you, whether it's pulling that tarot deck, coming to a reading with me, doing your yoga, doing your meditation perhaps, that inner stillness points you in the right direction. And my question for you, my friend, is what does your heart say about this? I did write a few pointers down from the experience that I've had semi-recently. And what helped me was to honor the collapse, to honor the process that was unfolding and to not fight it. When we resist, when we fight, it creates a whole lot of tension. It creates a whole ton of suffering that doesn't need to be so intense if we allow ourselves to honor what is going on. Because I know, girl, that your intuition is screaming at you saying, hey, this is happening for a reason. But then your mind is freaking out. And your emotions are hurting. You can honor it all. Second tip from me is seek the supports. That meant I was having more, when I was going through this exact experience, I was having more conversations with my cousins and my mum. Walks on the beach. I was going to the beach all the time, surrounding myself in environments that were nourishing to me. And some of you may find professional supports like therapy or counseling or spiritual guidance really supportive along the journey. So I think it's important not to minimize our emotional experience and emotional processing that needs to take place as a result of this, because we can't spiritually bypass that. We do need to also recognize that our emotional selves and our body takes a beating from these experiences. They don't exist in an isolation. They exist in the wider context of your life. To finish off, I'm going to give you a reflection question that really helped me when I was going through this. I was working with a girl who had come into one of my master classes a couple of months ago now, and she's going through this exact experience right now as well. As I was talking to her, this question arose. Does staying in this friendship feel like it will move you more and closer to the version of yourself that you know yourself to be? Or does it pull you back or hold you back into a version of yourself that you are no longer wishing to embody? The answer to that question will greatly signify what you do next, whether that is allowing yourself to let the relationship go completely, or perhaps it inspires a thoughtful, tough, yes, but necessary conversation so that you can bring this old relationship into a fresh perspective where it can nourish you. Do not let yourself fall back into old tricks. Do not let yourself pull the rug over your eyes, sweep things under the rug, tell yourself that everything's okay when it's not. There is a part of this process that is activating your strengths in the best way. So lean in on those strengths now. Lean into your spiritual practice now. Lean into your recentering now. It is going to serve you so well, and you are going to look back. In a few months' time, you're going to be looking back on this video and you're going to go, Andreas was right. I completely see why this happened, because you're going to be in a better version of you. You will have stepped into and really claimed that version of you. And you'll be able to see why that other person couldn't come along for the ride. Sometimes the spiritual journey, the expansion, the awakening journey, it isn't all roses and smiles. And that's why we came, because we can hold it. We can hold the truth within the tension. You know, a couple of days ago, I was using AI to just see if it could give me an ascension timeline. And the ascension timeline that it gave me, I can't believe it, matches the ascension and UFO disclosure timeline that I channeled through to you guys a few months ago. So if you're curious about the current ascension timeline, when we can expect galactic disclosure and for things to feel like they're really moving along, I recommend checking out that video. If you're on a spiritual journey coming back to living a life that is on purpose and that feels in alignment with your divine mission and reason for being here on the planet Earth, you are in the right place, my friend. I invite you to subscribe, like this video, and follow along for future updates. Let me know what's going on for you and your relationships in the comments below. Are you experiencing a relationship breakdown because of spiritual awakening? Or have you experienced it in the past, and what did you learn? Because what you share in the comments is going to help anyone that stumbles across this video in the future to have some tips and lived advice that will support them in their own journey. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.